Suzanne, I gather you've got something that you'd like to share with our audience.
Well, I think we were just chatting, weren't we? And you discovered that I have thrown my hat into the ring to apply to be the Ukip candidate for Mayor of London and or an Assembly member. That's my news.
Why do you think you would make a good mayor?
I think let's be realistic. I don't think London is going to have a Ukip mayor anytime soon.
So defeat before you even start.
You never know. I could be very lucky. But I think it is time for London to have a different view, a different approach. The UKIP vote is growing quite strongly in London. We're doing increasingly well in the general election. We did very well in the European elections. And I think there are a growing amount of people in London who want to see things from a UKIP perspective. And
that wasn't evidenced in the general election,
forward.
Was it? Why would it be different in the future?
No, I think it was evidenced in the general election, absolutely. And London is particularly impacted.
Not in London?
London, yes, it was, absolutely. We got, I think, 10% of the vote in London, very nearly 10% of the vote. And London, of course, is one of the areas of the country that is very much impacted by EU regulation, which hampers small businesses being developed. It's hampered by immigration, which makes finding a job very difficult and finding housing very difficult. And I think UKIP will have a fresh voice to bring to some of the issues that affect London.
And of course, the big question we all want to know is, will you have the support of Nigel Farage?
Yes, of course. Yes,
because that would make a nice change, wouldn't it?
No, I'd usually have the support of Nigel Farage. I think there was a lot of nonsense talked about over the general election. A lot of rumours flying around that simply weren't truth. And yes, in fact, I've spoken to him about it, and he's very pleased I'm standing, or putting myself forward anyway.
So that's tacit support, isn't it?
Tacit support.
Who are you going to be up against? Because I think your culture spokesman, Peter Whittle, he's announced that he's standing. Anyone else that we know?
Yes, he is. I don't know who else is standing. I certainly know that there's been quite a good take-up. We've got assessments at the end of the month. I think at the moment there are about 50 people in the running to become either mayor or assembly member. Some people wouldn't want to do both. But we'll see what happens at the end of the month. And I think we're going to announce whoever the mayoral candidate's going to be. That will be announced at our party conference in September. Today, as I think you sort of outlined in your headlines, Iain, are completely dominated pretty much by Cilla Black and Ted Heath. So we have on the one hand a national treasure whose everyone is mourning their loss, and a man who should be a respected Prime Minister, although not in my books. Of course, he was